What do I worry about for my kids online? I worry that they put too much of themselves out there to people they don't know, that they don't realise that those are there forever. They don't realise it affects their future self and their jobs because people can see what they've put out there. I worry that they're talking to strangers that they might try and meet without really knowing who they are. And I'm worried about bullying online because people have got this idea that they can say or do whatever they like, and because they know physically seeing that person and how they're hurting them and what they're doing to them, that it doesn't matter. They don't, when I was young, if you wanted to be horrible to someone, you did it to their face, so you thought twice about it because you could see their reaction to it. You could see how much you were hurting them, but they can't see that. So there's no stop button. There's no until it's too late and that person does something because they are tired of being hurt or bullied. And a lot of the time they're doing it because their friends are pushing them into it. So those are all the sort of things that I worry about for my kids online. For my son, that he spends too much time online and not enough time socialising with real people, not avatars. For my daughter, that, she's putting too much of herself out there. She's done it before, and it's bitter on the arse quite a few times. And one picture comes back to haunt her years later. I want the button that you can report abuse, but I want the kids to know that they can say, no, I'm not doing this. I want the kids to be able to say, to their friends, would you like this? Would you like someone to do this for you? Would you like to see that person's face who you've just done that for? I want the kids to be able to see both sides of it. See the result of putting yourself out there. See the result of what that horrible thing you've said about somebody else. A very close friend of mine lost their son. He took his own life because of a lot of things, but a lot of it was to do with what was going online and no way to, they have no one to talk to. Who are they going to talk to when this is happening to them? But that's a fear. That's a fear that the kids will do that because they find that's the only way out and they can't get away from it. Once it starts online, it starts in school too because everybody sees it. And you leave your phone, somebody can pick up your phone, this is what's happened, screenshot your pictures with their phone and send them out to everybody from your phone if you don't have it locked. They can take pictures of what's on your phone and send it out there. Social media has been a way for them to keep their son's memory alive. But it's also a reminder that all these so-called friends on there could have reached out. And they didn't. That's the big thing is, people have a lot of friends on social media, but they're not real. They're not real people. We're a social people, but we're being antisocial. We're not getting to know people. Yeah. We're not talking to people. We're talking to a screen. It's completely different. Because you can't see someone's face, you can't hear their voice, you can't see their emotions, and it's making it too easy. Too easy to do the wrong thing, say the wrong thing. I think that they only understand when it happens to them or it's too late. They don't see that down the line it can affect them. I tell my daughter, think about what you put online because any potential employer could look at any of your social media sites. I mean, whatever you put out there, you have to be prepared for everybody to see. There's no ownership because people are so in this social media bubble that no one's, as I said, no one's talking to each other. No one's being a real part of your life. You can sit on the screen and message someone and say, oh, don't be sad, you'll be right, whatever. But where were those people? They weren't with him. They weren't really there. You know, you're not really there. He needed the people because he did put it out there. He needed real people. Because, well, for a start, just the ping of a phone can cause anxiety. Real anxiety, because it's that noise, there's a message, and they have to look at it. And in actual fact, and it's been proven that the simple noise of a message coming through or a notification causes anxiety in children. And so I think it's a contributing factor to anxiety, because they're just, you know, they're worried about how many people like them, how many people are watching their videos, and then just that noise will set it off again. And I have to look at it, I have to look at it. That's why everyone's got phones in their cars, because they can't turn it off or put it down. My daughter, it's glued to her. She can't miss a message. She can't, you saw it, she can't put it down and listen to you if someone's messaging her. They've got this. When we were younger, if somebody phoned you and you weren't home, that was it. You didn't know. They couldn't get hold of you. We now have to be available 24 hours a day. And that's got to cause some anxiety. You know, it's because there's no peace from it. The thing I like most about going overseas is I don't have to deal with anybody. And that sounds terribly antisocial, but it's, you know what, sometimes you need a break. And you don't get a break anymore. And I think the kids are constantly thinking, and oh, I've got to reply to that message, or so-and-so didn't like my photo, and they find it really hard to put it down.